Welcome back to episode 18 of the cleverly named Nate Stowe Show. Here we like to talk about fitness, we like to talk about movies and fun, and of course we like to talk about football, and in particular the Saints. Today's episode is going to cover the top 4 reasons, or top 4 considerations with starting a weight loss program. Watched John Wick 3 recently, so a quick spoiler-free review of that movie. And let's finish up the ranking of the Saints' top position players. It's kind of that all-season part of the year where there's not a lot going on. So we did a ranking. So we're gonna go with the number 1 choice and why. So let's start with the top 4 considerations when starting a weight loss program. Number 1 is I think you need to decide what your boundaries are, or in other words, like what are you willing not to do. And I always think of that Dr. Pepper, that song in the Dr. Pepper commercial. I'll do anything, but I won't do that. So it could be some things like, you know what? I am not working out at 6 a.m. Like, I'm not doing it. It's not happening. Like, just go ahead and put that off. It might be, you know what? During the Saints games, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to drink some beer and eat some pizza. Or more like us, I like chicken tenders, but you get the idea. Like, I'll do anything, but I won't do that. So set your boundaries on things you're not willing to give up, things you're just like, hey, I'm probably not going to change that. Just be realistic, because if I try and say, hey, you know what? During the Saints games, I'm going to be perfect and drink water and eat chicken, probably not going to happen, and I'm going to feel like a failure. But if I just say up front, I'm not going to do that. Or if I say, you know what? I'm going to work out at 6 a.m. because that's what Jocko Willick does. I think he actually works out at 4 a.m., but you get the idea. And then I'm consistently oversleeping my early morning appointment. I'm going to be a failure. So we're going to start by setting our boundaries of, hey, I'll do anything, but I won't do that. Okay, once we decide what we're not going to do, now what we want to do is identify our low-hanging fruit, if you will. What are some easy changes that we can make right now to get big results? So easy changes might be, Monday morning breakfast. It's the beginning of the week. Normally I have a bagel. Maybe I switch that bagel for a protein shake or a breakfast smoothie, something healthy. But what are some easy wins? Like an easy way to start? Maybe I park my car further, or maybe I say, hey, I've been taking 2,000 steps a day. I'm going to start taking 3,000 steps a day. And that's by parking the car further, getting up and walking around at the office. But low-hanging fruit, easy wins, because these easy wins, even if you got 1% better each week, that's 50% better in a year, and you're twice as good in 2 years, right? So first, what am I not going to do? And then what are some very easy wins? I can totally do that. All right, number 3, now we got to set some performance goals. So we said, hey, here's the low-hanging fruit, whether it's breakfast on Monday, a better breakfast, or it's taking more steps. Like, we got to be very particular, very specific of like, what is that? What is that breakfast? How many steps are there? Like, we got to mark that down of like, what is the goal? What are we changing? What are we changing it to? What is the objective? And again, performance-based. We don't want to have outcome-based of I want to lose 50 pounds or I want to lose 20 pounds, because if we keep holding ourselves to that standard, we're never going to get there. We're going to be frustrated. But if we hold ourselves to a performance, did I hit my step count? Did I get my breakfast smoothie? Did I get these easy wins that I said I was going to get? We can track it. And then what we can do is we can track that performance. And if we meet that objective, say every 2 weeks or 4 weeks, it's up to you on how quickly you change it. There's no perfect way. It's you got to know you of like, you know what, I'm hitting these steps every time. I feel good. Then we raise the goal. We raise the performance goal, and we track that. When we're raising the goal, though, keep in mind our boundaries of like, I'll do anything, I won't do that. So it might not be, for a step count, it might not be a marathon a day. I'll do a lot of things, but I'm not going to do that. So there you go. That'd be the top 4 things I would look into when considering a weight loss program. Just what will I not do? What's my low-hanging fruit? Setting some sort of performance-based goal, and then tracking that goal to see how I'm doing, and then changing the goal as I'm able to achieve it. Or maybe changing the goal because I wasn't able to achieve it, choosing a different low-hanging fruit of something that I can choose and I can do realistically all the time. All right, there you go. Okay, on to the movie review. John Wick 3. Well, I gave 1 and 2 an A+, and I'm going to tell you, 3 did not disappoint. Also an A+. Loved it. They had some horses and some doggies. They're well-trained. So there's all kinds of great stunts. A lot of the stunts with the animals actually did it. It wasn't CGI, and even like the action sequences were like in these one long take. Which makes sense. The directors were ex-stuntmen, so like they really pride themselves on like this is just like a one-take action sequence. We're not cutting it up and mashing it up. And like Keanu's actually doing all the stunts, so like you can see him. Halle Berry's doing her own stunts. So great movie. I watched it twice. I might go watch it thrice. I'll definitely watch it when it comes back when it comes out on DVD or I guess digital download these days. But I love that movie. So I love the whole series. I hope they make like 9 more of them. So good, so good. And finally, ranking the Saints by position players. Of course, number one is quarterback. We got Drew Brees. It's all about that Brees effect. So, of course, that's number one in the best position. I mean, you take away Drew Brees, we're still a talented team, but my gosh, man, he was an MVP candidate. Everybody feels like he's fallen off. It's like, he's not falling off. I think he led the league in quarterback rating. That literally means that he was a better quarterback than everybody else in the league. Like, he had the highest quarterback rating. Maybe he wasn't at the heights he was earlier in the season, but I mean, my gosh, no one else was. So I don't know that he was falling off. I think that folks are just they're waiting on it, right? They're waiting on it. They're waiting on him to fall off. But he just doesn't. So I don't see any reason he's not going to come back and be amazing this year. But also the other two guys in the room. We got Teddy Bridgewater, 26 years old, already made a Pro Bowl in his lifetime. He's a great player, great teammate. From what I can tell, seems like a pretty nice guy. So couldn't have a better backup. Got him on a one-year kind of rental. We'll all kind of see together what Drew's doing, what openings there are. But love having that guy as our backup. So, and then finally you got the Swiss Army knife. You got Taysom Hill, who he's technically like almost a tight end. He played more positions at tight end than anywhere, but he's an amazing guy, great athlete. I mean, between the three of them, I don't know who's got a better quarterback room. If you really look at the depth of not just number one, Drew Brees. We can get some arguments there. I'm going to go with Drew. But then you look at number two and number three of what happens if Drew gets hurt, which happens. I mean, he's been hurt. Most players have been hurt. We got a great backup option. So that's it. Nate Stowe Show, episode 18. I'll be back soon with episode 19.